Thanks for watching Digging Deep, where we're digging into a little bit of everything. Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah, dude. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in here today, and thank you for watching our channel, Digging Deep. Today, we're digging into the winterization of the Coachman Clipper 262 BHS. This is similar to our last unit we had, and I am going to be winterizing this the way that I was taught. Now I know they make air hookups to blow the lines out and stuff, but all I do is go on the suction side of the pump and basically pump the whole system full of antifreeze. That's how I've done it for a few years now. I used to have a 17 clipper, and I'm going to do the same way with this unit as well, because I would imagine it ain't much different because they were only a year or two apart. But anyhow, let's dive into it. So what we're going to dive into first, if you come to the rear of your camper, a lot of them should be set up this way. You've got this little spring-loaded clip, and you pull your cover off. And then in here, down on the bottom, you're going to have a drain plug. So you're going to pull that plug out, and this is going to drain the hot water heater down. And also, inside this camper, there should be some bypass valves. So you're not just filling the water tank up when you go to pump and charge your system. So in here, in the storage container, your pump location may differ on multiple units, so that all changes. I pretty much found ours by listening for the pump when we used it, and I kind of dove under here and found it, and I've already dove into this a little bit here. And then there's my pump, and you will have a bypass valve back here to bypass your water tank when you're running the pump. So there's usually a valve there, and here's the suction line with a special connector. What I did on my last one, I just cut this off, and that way I could just dip it right down into my coolant and you know, suck out of the gallon jug just by sticking that down in there. It wouldn't be hard to get the connections for this, but I just keep it simple, and that's how I've done mine in the past. So that's how I'm going to do that. I would imagine the valves for the tank, the bypass valves for that, there should be two, are behind that panel, which I'm going to have to go into the camper to access the way it looks like. So don't mind the mess in here. I want to say I'm going to pull these drawers out, and I'm going to be able to access the valves. If I remember correctly, the gentleman that sold us the camper, that was one of the things I wanted him to show me how to access, and we pretty much dove into pulling these drawers out. So I think that's all I got to do is pull a drawer out, and then I'll be able to reach in there and access the valves, hopefully. Let's dive in here and take a look. Okay, I kind of got my hand down in here showing you the valve. The bottom one isn't turned, the top one is. So to bypass it, you're going to want to turn the valve clockwise. As you can see, the top one is done and the bottom one isn't. So if I can climb up out of this hole, this is how I had to access it. I thought I could by pulling the drawers out. If you're like maybe like a 6 foot tall guy, you could probably reach to the top one, but I couldn't reach that bottom valve. So I'm going to get in there and turn that one clockwise. And they are a bit confusing if anybody's used to like commercial valves or any residential you know, home work or anything like that. When a valve is inline, you know, usually it's open, and if it's crossed, it's closed. But you know, if you're looking at this quick and wrong, you might, you know, get confused with that. But so basically the way the valve is pointing there is the way it's, you know, your circulation is going to go, bypassing that hot water heater there. But so all you really have to do is take this top plate off, and you get down there much easier. I had 3 screws in mine, oddly. So gonna try to get a live video of me turning this valve. So clockwise, just like so. And I hope that caught that footage. But yep, so you just wanna, it's in line, kind of pointing towards the hot water tank, and all you're gonna do is go 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, so I don't forget and I get caught up doing other stuff and maybe just close this and walk away from it, we might use this throughout the winter time. So I want to still be able to get in here and use the camper without all the luxuries of water and sewer, and not have everything tore apart. So let's get this put back together. So what I have is a 1 1/16 socket on a breaker bar, and we're gonna get that on there and break this thing loose. So we're getting it to break loose. I'm kind of doing this one-handed, so I'm pretty sure coming off there. Yep. And it's a little bit of a hassle getting in here. So we've got her loosened up, and we're going to be draining. I popped my pressure relief valve too right before I pull this plug. So I even hit the pressure relief valve and I got sprayed. So make sure you hit that good. And if you want it to drain faster, open that bad boy up. Kind of like having that extra vent in a gas can. But I'm going to spare you all the footage of this, and we'll be back in a couple minutes on the next step. Depending on how much of a hurry you're on, but if you get it to the right point, you can keep it like open to drain fast. So make sure, I don't know how many of you would be running on the 12 pump side for your water, but I do a lot. We boondock and use stuff out here, so a lot of times I just leave the switch on, which I just did. If you leave the switch on to the pump, once it sees that it's calling for water, it'll run constantly. So once you set the hot water heater up that way, so make sure you turn your pump switch off until you're ready to charge the lines, that is. I don't have a razor blade here, and I'm struggling with cutting this, but we'll get her. 10 snips are nothing, but we'll cut through that in my dad's garage here. So I gotta use what I'm working with. So that's all we did. And what I'll do is I'll keep this piece in case I ever want to put that back in there and I do get the appropriate adapter. I recommend you doing that, but if you want to do it quick and easy, cut that off and put that down in the gallon jug. I think I might need to extend this with maybe a hose clamp, which I do think I'm gonna have to run down to my house, down in the dungeon, and see what I can find in all my junk I have. So this is my rig up. Hey, my motto is jack of all trades, master of none, but I am the master of rigging stuff up, that's for sure. Oh geez, I cracked myself up. So this is the rig I'm doing for now, and I will leave this set up like this. And I kind of just made this a little bit thicker because it fits in there well, but you know, I want to create a pretty good seal here. It doesn't have to be nothing too spectacular. I don't think when it pumps it's going to be nothing crazy there. Work that in there. I should have put some lubricant on there first, but we'll see if it leaks terribly or sprays, but I think that'll be enough to do the job. So there is our suction line extension. It's a little bit of a rig up. Definitely cheaper than probably buying the kit, and it works, and I can stuff that all back in there and turn the valve in the spring. So let's get our water tank drained out. Usually they're marked on the base side of the camper. I'm gonna have to take a walk around here. Oh well, look, it's right in front of my face. Freshwater drain. So up under here is going to be a freshwater drain. We're going to get under here and show you guys the drain, and that would be right there. So we want to get a pair of pliers out, and I'm probably gonna go find some channel locks, and we'll pull this off and let it start draining. And yeah, somebody knew what they were doing. You don't need to have O-rings that tight. Okay, so we are gonna let this drain for probably a while. What I've done before is set that in there and close this thing up. Now if you think about it, there's a little bit of water in the bottom of the tank. I always left it open, and it was no problem before. I guess there was room for expansion, but what you could do is funnel in a little bit of the antifreeze too into the bottom of the tank if you're that worried about it. Trying to do this one-handed is a challenge. We'll see you in the spring, hot water heater. We're gonna get under here. And this here is your low point drain and your sewer and water waste. Gray and black, they say. But your low point drain is here. And what I do is I come under here and I unhook these and drain the system completely down as well. That way when you're charging the lines, these lines will be filling up with the antifreeze. But I still like to do this, and we're going to put these right back on. But basically when you reverse the process in the spring, you're going to drain the system down right here, and you would put the caps back on and then fill up your water tank and flush your system out with fresh water. So basically you're just going to repeat the process. Pretty simple and self-explanatory. So we have drained out the water. Wasn't very much. And guys, these O-rings, there's no need to use these channel locks to tighten them back up. O-rings should be as tight as you can get them with your hand. And maybe just a bump if you wanted to take some pliers to them. But a lot of times you grease those O-rings up and you get them tight as you can with your hand, and they'll never leak. Okay, those are back on, so we are about ready to charge the system. So guys, as you could probably hear, our water tank is draining, and that'll probably do that for some time. I got my caps over here, so I remember where they're at. I'm gonna give you guys a live view of me turning this pump on and starting to charge these water lines. This may or may not leak, but I thought it'd be neat just to give you guys the live footage. This could be a failure or it could work. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna go turn the switch on. So I see that it did charge the line, so what we're probably gonna have to do is go open a water line. So no need to worry about the hot water heater. Pull these off. Should kick the pump on. It is. So we are pushing out the old water and should be bringing in the new here. And it's getting pink. Boom. We're good to go to this point. Now, that being said, our bathroom sink, which with the slide closed, I'm going to have to walk around to get into there. Our bathroom sink is the farthest line away, so we're going to want to go in there and run that now. So we used about a half a gallon. I wanted to check before. Now the system's kind of purged. I don't want to get air in the system, so we use about a half a gallon to get to that point, to the first sink. Now we're going to go into the furthest sink away, which will be the bathroom. More to get to this point. And there we have it. We are charged to here. Now we're going to do the hot side. And I'm going to go back and do the other sink because I'm not sure I did the hot as well. But it should be getting there. And there it is. Okay, do this one more time, that one more time. It looks a little less pink. That's not too bad. Alright, So as you can see, there are waterless traps. I figured that out this year. I remember reading that, I don't know if some of the old campers used to have a standard trap you would see in your residential home, but so you don't have to worry about that. So drains, you're good to go. Probably just want to have your tanks emptied before the year. Good time to clean those out. Maybe I could make another video on that, but I just wanted to point that out, that you don't have to worry about traps because it is a waterless trap. So we're running the hot side here too. We're about done out there on that gallon, and I think that's about it to charge this. It's about a gallon, and we're pink on both sides there, so that's a wrap. So that's gonna wrap everything up. Basically what I'm gonna do is probably store my extra gallon. I get 2 gallons just for the mere fact if you mess up and let a line open and let some go, push some coolant to an open drain or anything like that, 1 gallon does it. But if you mess up, you're probably going to want that 2nd gallon on hand. So I always order 2 gallons. We're going to wrap everything up. Hey folks, thanks for watching. I hope this helps anybody out that's looking to winterize their camper by themselves. It's not a very hard job. And again, thanks for watching. Oh, hold up guys. There's one more thing. If you have an outdoor shower, do not forget to do that as well. We'll catch you on the next vid.